Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I'm just gonna say right now, I did not sleep well last night, so I'm probably going to sound a little bit more off base than usual, but I am still going to try because when it comes to Wizard of Metal, this is my baby. I came up with the idea of doing runs based upon metal songs. I'll be damned if I'm going to let that go. I promised you guys an episode you will have. And this week, the form of the wizard is that of Blind and Frozen by Beast in Black. So thank you everyone who voted. I always appreciate it. Of course, for those of you who are unsure of what exactly all of this craziness is, every week I like to look at a particular metal song, and let's see here, are we going to do the Thundering Keep? Yes, we are. I like to look at a particular metal song, go over its history, what I know about the band, the lyrics, all of that, and try to devise a run based upon the song or the band or a little of both, just whatever I can dig up about the history of what I'm working with. As I said, this week the wizard takes the form of Blind and Frozen. So, what is Blind and Frozen? Well, first of all, let's try not to die a silly death. So, ultimately, Blind and Frozen is almost exactly what it sounds like. And I don't mean it's a song literally about being encased in a block of ice while being blind. No, the lyrics are actually quite straightforward on Blind and Frozen. The lyrics are essentially about someone who, let's just say, committed some sort of relationship problem, and now their love has gone and, they're really depressed about it. I mean, that's putting it in its absolute simplest term possible. But I mean, for the most part, that just is the song. And I'll go over the actual lyrics in a bit here. But for now, I could have, and I feel stupid. Alright, well maybe I'll get to use Nocturne a little bit later, who knows. So for that reason, also because of part of the lyrics, I decided to start with the Cartographer's Quill. The Arcana choices I thought were good representations for pieces of lyrics: Blind, Radiant Blast, Frozen, Frost Fan, and then Mark of Distortion, almost purely for the idea that it is a song about loss. Ultimately, it's a song about loss and heartache, and I thought that made really good sense, all things considered. So I just ran with it. Also, I haven't used Mark of Distortion in a while, so it feels pretty good to... Oh, it's you! I also discovered that despite the fact that the signature casting of Mark of Distortion is markedly aimed at the idea of hitting a group of enemies with it, it's not too hard to get this to work on single opponents by just lobbing it, like shotgunning it into your opponent's face. So that's fun. This will help me control the battlefield a little bit better, so I'll definitely take that. Now, those of you who are particularly observant will probably notice that my most recent submission was a song I shouldn't say it was, it still is, but at the time I submitted it, yeah, past tense is still right. But at the time, I'm rambling again. I apologize. Like I said, I did not sleep well, so expect a little bit of... Yeah, that was stupid. Expect a little bit of a mistake in my speech. Mistakes in my... You get the idea. But those of you who are a bit more observant will probably realize that my last submission was a song by Battle Beast called... That's right, words. Was a song by Battle Beast called... I'm trying to remember what song I submitted. This is embarrassing. This would be that whole lack of sleep thing coming into play again, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, Bringer of Pain. So, right now you're thinking, wait a minute, Battle Beast? Beast in Black? Whoa, that's... Okay, honestly, none of the options were that great, so I feel like I kind of wasted my money there. But that is the point, is you are taking a gamble. But yeah, Battle Beast, Beast in Black, a connection perhaps. Even more so than that, you listen to a lot of Battle Beast's work, and then compare it to Beast in Black and go, huh, it's got that very same kind of like 80s glam rock sound. Like, is that just a coincidence, or is there something to that? Well, would it shock you to know that the original guitarist for Battle Beast actually is the founding member of Beast in Black? I know, shocking, right? Oh my god, you mean the obvious thing was obvious? I know, shocking. But there is a story to that, and as it is part of Battle Beast, both Battle Beast and Beast in Black's history, I think it is worth talking about the story of one, I believe it's Anton Kavanin. Trying not to run into any more problems in this room, and I think we're good. But yeah, he was originally the primary guitarist for Battle Beast, and as a matter of fact, he was the one who came up with the name Battle Beast. So to give you an idea as to how things happened. Let's see, and this is from an interview off of sleazeRocks.com. I don't think that's just the interview, but I don't think they were the ones who conducted the interview. They're just kind of rewrote it. But Anton states that during the time that they were doing the Unholy Savior album, he was starting to think that that was going to be the end of his road with Battle Beast, and at which point he was asked whether there were personal problems or musical difference, at which point he replied, all kinds of problems at all levels. The beginning of the end was when we started talking about who's going to own the band name. And with respect as to why he didn't trademark the band name Battle Beast from the beginning, Kavanin had said, hey, that's a very good question. I was 17 or 18 in 2006 when I came up with the name Battle Beast before the official formation of the band. It wasn't my first thought as a young and excited musician. I didn't think the business side of the whole thing at all. I was 100% focused on music and nothing else mattered. So it was really very easy for someone to trademark and own the name in all these years. So there you go. That's pretty much how that part of the whole thing went down. The interview does continue, though. Sorry about that. But apparently he's done a lot of music. Like even before Battle Beast was a thing. Hold on, trying not to die here. There we go. Alright. Now let me get back to what I was reading. When the problems appeared, I started thinking what I should do. I even thought of playing some other style of music, because I write all kinds of stuff. Orchestral music, synth-pop music without any guitars, etc. So the last gig with Battle Beast was in Amsterdam on the 15th of February 2015. Alright, so continuing on from there, and again, this is kind of a long thing, so forgive me if I play a little bit slow, but I also want to make sure that the history of Beast and Black gets properly spoken. So I don't want to misquote anyone or leave you guys with any false information. See, Cabanin stated in terms of how it ended in Amsterdam, first of all, I wanted to say that I never wanted to let go of the band name. I was kind of forced out. As for Amsterdam, it was an ugly story. Basically, the other guys ditched me there, and that was it. I was already isolated by the other members throughout the tour. We didn't speak at all. In the beginning, I tried to reconnect with them by saying, "Hi, that was a great show," but it didn't work out. So, see, at the last part of this is, see, Cabanin was asked whether that was the case even with Juso and Pyri Vicky, to which he replied, "No, not even with them. I've known Juso before school, when I was 5 or 6. Now we don't have any contact, but the years are not always the best indicator of a great friendship. It's just time. You can become great friends." Oh yeah, in regards to what he was saying about years of friendship, it's just time. You can become great friends with someone even if you know them only for a few months. It depends on the circumstances. When the worst times hit you, then you will know who your real friends are. That's how it goes. And that speaks volumes about how things were going with Battle Beast. And as Anton Cabanin was more or less their primary songwriter, it kind of shows with how Battle Beast's next couple of albums after Unholy Savior went. Like, you can very easily tell the difference in sounds just from going from Unholy Savior to Bringer of Pain. Which, to be fair, I like Bringer of Pain a lot. But it doesn't mean that the shift in sound wasn't noticeable. And it makes sense once I realized that Anton Cabanin was more or less the one responsible for the way their band sounded, since he was their primary songwriter. But as per usual, there are always two sides to a story, and not everything is as black and white as all of that. Is there anything here I really want? Gain gold when taking damage? I mean, it's helpful. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to afford it, though. I basically have to hope that I get enough from the boss battle. Now, Now I'm trying to find... Here we go. Interview, Battle Beast Nura Luhimo. This is essentially the other side of the story. Now keep in mind that somewhere in the middle is where the truth lies, in my opinion. Now I just gotta find where it is. Sorry, this is... Here we go. So, in this interview with Nura, she was asked, were there any special reasons, personal or musical, that made Anton Kabanin leave the band? Her response is, Kabanin didn't leave the band, he was kicked out. He wanted to do everything on his own and didn't appreciate other members in personal or professional level. That is why we had to make the decision to go separate ways with him. Now we all, including Anton, can do the things we like the best and everyone's happy. We still have always appreciated him as a songwriter and we wish him all the best. So that's basically where that is. Now, it does kind of mean that when you look at both sides of the story, it all does kind of point to the same thing. Which, to be fair, I see where both sides lie on this issue. It's just a shame that they had to split like that, but sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you just can't see eye to eye with your fellow musicians when you're in a band, and things come up like, hey, who's gonna own the name Battle Beast? And things get thrown around. The talks get a little bit weird, especially when you're more interested in the actual music than you are in the business end of things. And it just kind of goes down like that. I am going to see if I can scrounge up 4 more coins, because I want those Tears of Midas. Now, it's unlikely, but at the same time, I've done this before. Well, I mean, that in and of itself was worth it no matter what. Hey, look at that, we did it. Okay, so I would say that was totally worth it. Got Jade's Chakra Locket and the Tears of Midas. Hello, Wonder Twins. Oops. Owie. Sweet. And I will not be taking Riptide, but, it's nice that it's there. Alright, so I could use a good Fire Arcana for Shu and a good Wind Arcana for Atlas. So let's see what I can find. As for the actual lyrics of the song itself, like I said, it's actually rather straightforward song. Not that I have a problem with that, mind you. I'm just pointing out the lyrics aren't necessarily as complicated as one would make it out. Like the meaning behind the song is actually relatively simple, all things said and done. Yes, I am doing that for extra money. Okay, I see a few things here that I'd actually kind of like to grab, including those gummy vitamins because Atlas sucks. But I also like Wanderer's Mechanism, and Captain's Ring wouldn't be bad either. Also, let's not forget to explore the entirety of the area to make sure we get that Cartographer's Quill bonus. I don't have anything I want to sell you, but there might be something by the end of the level. Beautiful. Alright. I promise you I'm getting to the lyrics soon. I just want to make sure that I'm not overwhelming myself. Alright, sorry about that. So, let's now actually get into the lyrics of Blind and Frozen. Now remember, I do like to speak the lyrics very decidedly kind of deadpan. I'm not going to be like singing them because I want you to understand the meaning that there is behind the lyrics, because a lot of that is up to subjective interpretation. Not that I think there's a lot to misinterpret about this song's meaning, but again, I want to make sure that you're coming to your own conclusions about this and hearing the lyrics as they're written. So, first part. Once I touched your heart, held you in closed arms. So again, you used to be mine. I hold you tight, and everything would be good. Built a haven for your love until I let you fall apart. Please forgive me. So whatever happened between the two of them is something that the narrator of this story is very much saying, yeah, that's my fault. I screwed up. See, next part. I think this is actually the chorus. God, I miss you like hell. I was wrong, I can tell, for the heart can be blind and frozen. Again, pretty straightforward. He, she, whoever, the gender doesn't really matter, is flat out stating, I was wrong, I was not thinking, I did this, whatever this was, interpret it however you want. Maybe it was, Orpheus failing to rescue Eurydice from Tartarus. I don't like any of these. So then what we're going to do, we're going to grab Roxel's Pendulum. And even though I would like to have more damage, I think I am going to take the gummy vitamins just because I could use that little defensive buffer zone. There we go. Alright. Doing alright. Not great, but alright. So as we move on, I'll get into the next part of the lyrics. How I long for the time when your lips would kiss mine and the promise was still unbroken. So again, kind of difficult to interpret that anyway other than I miss you, I wish I had you back. I will wait for tomorrow that may never come. I will wait in the name of love. So that whole part, along with the part that started with God, I miss you like hell, all of that is the chorus, and you'll hear that repeated again because it's the fucking chorus. Now, the lyrics make the song sound extraordinarily simple. You know, in a way it is, but it's how it's delivered musically that really makes the song stand out. Like, Beast in Black has a really good vocalist in Yannis Papadopoulos. That is his real name, by the way. And I hope that that Anton realizes that and never takes it for granted. Moving on now. Oh, come on, don't do this to me, phone. Alright, so the next verse is actually really short. I would die for the love of mercy. Destiny, is this how it should be? No, no, no. So, you know, lamenting what's lost. As I think many of us have when we realize that we lost someone that we really loved. I am no exception to that, but I'm not here to talk about my own personal history with love. And then it repeats the chorus, which, you know, if you don't remember, hold on. Trying not to die. There we go. Alright. So I haven't quite memorized the lyrics of this song, but the chorus one more time is, God, I miss you like hell, I was wrong, I can tell, for the heart can be blinded, frozen. Now I live with the pain every night, every day, as I read those letters you wrote me. So I've actually missed that part on the first time through the chorus, my bad. But once again, the meaning there is very straightforward. It's, you know, you wrote me these letters and now I'm reading them and I feel horrible. So clearly whoever the narrator of this story is feels like absolute garbage for what transpired. That's the part that your mind is left to guess at. What could have transpired between these two lovers where basically the other one said, you know, fuck this, I'm out. And it could also be that the narrator's lover died, but that's not the feeling that I get from the song. It sounds like they just made a horrible mistake, and they are now paying for that mistake quite heavily in the emotional department. And you know, that's a message that I think most of us can really understand. Might be back for Infinity Marble, but I want to see what Iris has for sale. But again, I think what really sells the song, and I've already said this before, is Giannis's delivery of the lyrics. Like, he's just so very good. Well, I know what I'm not taking, but I will definitely take that. Alright, there is a little bit more to the lyrics, so let's go ahead and finish that out before we move too far forward. Actually, there isn't. It just kind of repeats the previous parts and then the chorus one more time at the end. So, no, there isn't much more to the lyrics. That actually is it. So, that would bring us to my own personal thoughts on the song, as well as Beast in Black themselves, and obviously you can tell by the way that I was jumping at the bit to talk about the past between Beast and Black. Beast and Black. Like I said, I'm tired. But the way that I was absolutely jumping on the opportunity to talk about Beast in Black and Battle Beast history, this is something I've been wanting to know more about for a long time now. And yeah, let's be fair, I'm happy that I found out. Okay, so let's grab this up. We're gonna bring this to Dr. Song. She's gonna end up taking Blazing Lariat, isn't she? I did not think that through very carefully. But you know what? That's okay. Oh no, she did take Explosive Charge. No. Why? Ooh, more healing from all sources. I can deal with that. Now, I'm really hoping for a decent offensive Arcana. Not Arcana, they're all kind of stupid. Relic. But yeah, let's just remove any and all ambiguity. I really like Beast in Black. I like their sound. To me, it's like a beautiful return to like 80s glam rock. Which that's kind of what Battle Beast was too. And I loved it. The breaking twisters caught me off guard. I mean, I don't really want that, but I mean, it's another offensive option, so sure. And this is where the oh hey, look what you've got down there. So we're definitely going to want that Crimson Clover. So let's just go grab those. Do you have anything good for me? Maybe the raffle ticket, maybe box escape key. Like, I would really like a good offensive relic. But you never know what you're gonna get, so you just kind of have to make do with what you find. I am not smart. And now, knowing that Anton Kabanin was the primary songwriter for Battle Beast, really really explains why I didn't like Battle Beast third, kind of like last album as much as I like some of their others. To give you an idea, their previous album was, or their most recent album was one called No More Hollywood Endings, which, yeah, it's Battle Beast, and I will admit that Nora's vocalist style is still really good, but it didn't capture me like Bringer of Pain did, or like Unholy Savior. Like, something about it felt off. Like it didn't feel like their style. And to me, that's kind of what Beast in Black is. It's kind of a continuation of what I fell in love with from Battle Beast. Okay, so it still stuns enemies for a really long time, which, you know, I can get down with. Regenerative Inkwell. I mean, I kind of don't want that. I like having a good signature. See, I don't even really want any of those. Like, what is up with the kind of lackluster relics? Okay, well, we're definitely going to upgrade that. I don't see anything else here that I want, though. Just in case. I know my condition right now. I am sleepy and making mistakes, so... There we go. And now we go this way. Now, I still say, by all means, definitely check out both bands. Both Battle Beast and Beast in Black are really good, but I will admit to having just a little bit more of a bias towards Beast in Black at this point. But that doesn't mean that there aren't things that I absolutely love about Battle Beast. Like, indeed, their musical style is, again, very kind of like 80s glam rock, and I love that. Yeah, baby. And I don't think you're gonna go wrong listening to either band. Just for me personally, I think I like the sound that Anton took with him into Beast in Black. And hopefully this time he remembered to trademark the name so that there's no major confusion. Or, in this case, heavy fights over who gets to do what in the band. Spiraling Typhoon. I mean, Anton seems like the sort of person that's just kind of married to the music, so it makes sense that he would be the sort that would be like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm going to write the songs, and we're going to go over them in this time signature, and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I get why there might be just a little bit of an upset with the other members of the band, because of that, but it seems like he very much enjoys the music and the craft of creating. So, can I really blame the guy? Just, it does seem to me like someone needs to learn that there is the art of compromise. Sometimes when you're doing something that you love with other people, there has to be a little bit of a give and take. Excellent. Okay, Messy Prescription is kind of helping out because I am getting hit by some big attacks. I'm just kind of shrugging them off. How many more times am I going to go around in the damn circle? Owie! You jerks. And that is what you deserve. Okay, Spiraling Typhoon is kind of working out really nicely, at least with those last couple of rooms. Like, that actually looked almost artistic the way it was done. Sweet. Have I really been through 80% of the level without finding any of the vendors? Like, how the hell have I managed to do that? Have I seriously turned away from all of the vendors before running into them? Alright. Much better. Ooh, I like Ignition Drive. I'll grab it. I like it better than Stone Seekers at any rate. Thank you, Sleepy Thunderstone. Okay. I mean, not gonna turn that down. And somewhere in the last 3% is Anders, and then we can move on. So, apologies if the discussion about the song seems a little anemic, but that certainly wasn't necessarily what I was going for. What it really boils down to is there's just not a lot to draw from alternate interpretations of the song. Christ. But I would hope that even for as straightforward as the song's interpretation is, I hope that you still give it a listen, because the song is performed wonderfully. And even though it doesn't quite crack my like top beast in black songs, I will openly admit that they're all really good. I love Mark of Distortion. You're funny, game. You're funny. You know, Dark Sage, at some point or another, you're gonna have to. I will avoid it as long as possible. See, what some of you are probably wondering is, if I like Arcsphere so much, why do I refuse to even so much as acknowledge Engulfing Fissure? That is because, to me, Engulfing Fissure is what you get if you take Arcsphere and remove all the good stuff from it. Now, to be fair, that's probably a very unfair interpretation of what the spell does. So let's be completely fair here. I've only used the spell once or twice, so you know, when I do eventually get around to using that horrible abomination of a spell, I can judge it more fairly at that point. Alright. I mean, there's like one thing here that actually boosts my damage, and it's not even a great thing, but you know what? I'm wearing a tiara that's almost as big, if not bigger, than my head. Can you really be mad? It is perhaps one of the gaudiest looking things on the planet, and I love it. Oh, it's gonna be one of those fights. There we go. Yeah, you underestimated me. No. Yeah, I can do that too. Even though I missed and you didn't. Oh, help! Help! There we go. Alright, not about to suffer a loss on Wizard of Metal today. No, you have just watched the blind and frozen form of the Wizard of Metal. And if you like what you saw, then make sure you subscribe to the channel to see more in the future. Drop a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff, and don't forget, the new poll is up to help you determine the next form of the Wizard of Metal. I thank all of you for coming and spending your free time with me, as per usual. Don't forget to check out the links to my social media, which will be in the description below. I tend to use my Discord server for most things, so by all means, hit that up and join in our conversations. And also, don't forget, if you have a song that you want to hear me that you want to hear me talk about or see me turn into a Wizard of Legend build, preferably both because that's what this series is all about, then by all means, make the submission. Make a recommendation either on a YouTube comment or preferably... Oh, I'm just being stupid. Or preferably in a post on my Discord server under the Wizard of Metal tab, and we will go from there. So, by the time this video goes live, the next Wizard of Metal poll should be up, so I look forward to hearing what you guys think about the selections there. So, at this point I'm rambling, so I'm going to stop now. Again, thank you all very much for your support. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you